So welcome to subject number 7, keys to an achievable outcome. So first we're going to start off with the laws of success. There's 14 of them. Some say 17, some say 144, whatever. It sounds like a lot, but here are 14 key aspects of the laws of success and some definitions to go with them. So number 1, what is your definite chief aim? Know exactly what you want and focus your energy on achieving it. Hey, I admit when I first started all this stuff, I got the case of the glitters where I'm like, oh, look at that, oh, look at that, oh, look at that, oh, look at that. Rather than just again going, look, I'm good at this and I'm going to keep on building up this. So Jeff Bezos set a very clear goal when he was building the world's largest online bookstore. He quit his job. He worked out his systems, he started Amazon in his garage, and just kept on focusing relentlessly on what it is that he wanted to achieve. The second part is self-discipline. Sure, we all have those cheat days or those down times, but one bad day each month is not a bad month. That's a really good one. Learn to control your thoughts, your actions, and your habits, and stay aligned with your goals. Make sure that you're putting in all of that effort, and when you reach those blocks, rather than going, oh, I can't do that, I'm not smart enough, work out how you can do it. Serena Williams wakes up at 6 a.m. daily just to do her training, even if she doesn't feel like it. But this discipline has led her to be one of the best players of her time. Number 3, the positive mental attitude. Right? I've got to be positive all the time? It's not about saying I am or I will or I have blah blah blah. It's about maintaining optimism towards that positivity to give yourself the confidence. Back yourself. Even in the face of setbacks, you need to back yourself. Level up with that feedback rather than taking it as, oh, I have failed and I can never do this again. That's absolute rubbish. Oprah Winfrey faced poverty and hardship as a child, and it was really, really terrible, what happened to her. But she held on to that positivity, that little glimmer of optimism, and then she went on to be one of these media gurus and is absolutely fantastic. Number 4, going the extra mile. Always deliver more than expected. Create extra value in everything that you do. Just create that connection. Take that time to really connect with someone. It's amazing how many times I get people that say to me, oh, you really took the time to listen to me. Or I find you witty in the way that you talk. This is what you're going to have to do. I'm not for the mentality of overpromise and overdeliver. I'm not really into that. I'm in for make a promise and then always overdeliver, because that's called going the extra mile. Applied faith. Have unwavering belief in yourself, your abilities, and the process. Jim Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check before he even got into his big roles, and he called it the acting services rendered check. So once he became famous, that's what he kind of paid himself as such. He was already achieving what he wanted in the future. He was just waiting for time to catch up. So please believe in yourself, back yourself and your abilities, and if you hit that block where you're like, I can't do that, work out how you can. It may take a little bit of time. You may have to level up that education. You may have to do what I call a cricket job. I don't really like cricket and I don't like doing cricket jobs, but it's part of the process, so just get on with it and level up. Number 6, Mastermind Alliance. Surround yourself with like-minded people who support or even challenge you. I constantly are going to hypnosis conferences and NLP. We do trance outs with each other, so that way we can keep our skills fluent and we can be surrounded by those like-minded people. So when it comes to creating these visions and these futures, make sure that you're surrounded by the right people. When you get into the questions that are inside the manual, there will be 2 questions that will really, really shake you a little bit to the core. The first question is, who supports you unconditionally in achieving this goal or going on this journey? This is somebody who has always got your back, who is ready to help you, who is kind of like your cheering squad as such. And it doesn't matter who they are, as long as they support you. The second question was, who is someone who doesn't support you unconditionally? We may have a partner, a best friend, a relative, or somebody that's really close to us that always plants those seeds of doubt in our achievements. Just keep those people at arm's length. They're not bad people. It's just that perhaps they have some kind of secondary gain, or perhaps they're trying to protect you from something that hurt them. Make sure you're always surrounding by the like-minded people that will support you. Number 7, personal initiative. Take action without waiting for permission or the perfect conditions. So many people do this. I'll start my weight loss on Monday, or I'll do that. I'll start up that business once I've got a secure job and I've got permanent income coming in. It doesn't work like that. There's no better time than now. So just get on with doing it, because what are you doing anyway? So Elon Musk didn't wait for someone else to start an electric car revolution. He took the initiative, he founded Tesla, and he's pushing the industry forward. Number 8, controlled attention. Focus deeply on high-value tasks and eliminating distractions. When you book yourself in to have these times where you're going to learn that course, watch that video, do that thing, book your time in. Make sure you put your distractions away. Put your phone down. Turn off those alarms and things like that, or even turn on an alarm so that way you can fully focus and you know something's going to give you the heads up that you've got to go. J.K. Rowling focused so much on writing that she went into cafes, she was ignoring her distractions and her rejections. Even as a single mother, she was a responsible parent, but she still turned around and went, you know what, I'm not going to get distracted by this, I'm going to do this. I myself do the same thing. I'm not going to get distracted by playing a video game. I'm going to go do this first, and then the video game is the reward. Number 9, learning from failure. You're going to make heaps of fuck-ups in this, and you're going to keep on making heaps of fuck-ups. View these setbacks as stepping stones to greater success. Nobody wants to hear the story about how you went from victory to victory to victory. They love those stories where you fell down, you got back up, you learnt, you grew, you rebuilt, and then you went again. That's true victory. So Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. He could have easily given up, but he didn't. He started his own animation company with his leading design being Mickey Mouse and Disney Studios. He kept on going, and you are exactly the same. View your setbacks as stepping stones to the greater success. Number 10, sound physical and mental health. You've got to have your shit sorted out. We're all going to have days where we fall off the wagon and we lose our shit. That comes with being human. But take care of your body and your mind to maintain high energy and clarity. So I remember reading stories about The Rock and how he prioritized his fitness when he was waking up at 4 a.m. so he could work out. So he had a strong body and a mind to do his performances, his acting, his business, and his wrestling. What is it that you need to do? You may have anxiety or depression that's looming in, but what do you need to do? Do you need to go sort that stuff out? Do you need to learn something different? Do you need to network somewhere so that way you have a better system, because these emotions are not working for you anymore and you need that energy and clarity for much better things in your life. Number 11, creative vision. Develop the ability to see opportunities where others see problems. We have heaps of people that have problems for every solution. We have heaps of people that like to whine and complain and just vent. I can't all the time. How can you shift around that? How can you be part of the solution? How is it that you can be that solution provider? And is it viable? So Airbnb founders turned a simple idea of renting out air mattresses in their apartment into an absolute multi-billion-dollar industry so that people can rent out their own properties in their own spaces. Solving problems. 12. Accurate thinking. This is one you've really got to sit a little bit deeper with, because there are many people that can be visionaries of the future, but is it realistically possible? So based on decisions, on facts, on logical reasoning, rather than your emotions or your assumptions, is this accurate thinking? And I have to agree with Warren Buffett on this one. Warren Buffett doesn't make any emotional investments and decisions. He researches companies very carefully. He relies on logic and facts to build his fortune. I'm exactly the same. I may have a friend that wants some kind of investment. I've had people approach me before where they're like, hey, I've got this horse, we'll do this and we'll do this and blah, 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 blah. Unless they've got all the research ticked, then we're probably not going to be doing anything, because that's called an emotional investment rather than a logical investment. I've even had people say to me, oh, I want to work with you and we'll do this and we'll do this and we'll do this. And then I'll say to them, That sounds like an awesome idea. I want you to go and reverse engineer that. Imagine it's completely done and everything going smoothly. Now work backwards right till this moment and then get back to me on what it is that we need to start doing in order to make this possible. I'm going to go with about 90% of people don't ever get to that stage. And hey, it's great to talk about these things. But when it comes to investing, you must have that accurate thinking on where to spend not only your money, but your time, your energy, and the most expensive thing in the world, your life. Number 13, budgeting time and money wisely. You have to manage your resources effectively to avoid waste and maximizing productivity. I remember when I used to do it, I used to waste so much of the microtransactions buying just small crap that I really didn't need and craft items all the time that I probably wasn't ever going to actually use. So manage your resources effectively and you'll be surprised how much money you can save, how much time you can save, and how much you can actually speed yourself into that future. So a college student works part-time and sets a strict budget to graduate debt-free instead of wasting money on unnecessary expenses. There's a line between enjoying life and then just being wasteful. Know the line and go for it. If people say to me, Trish, hey, do you want to go do this? And I say I've got no money, that means I've got no money for stupid shit. That's all it is. That doesn't mean I'm missing out on my life. It just means I'm going towards something else. I'm saving for that. I'm going for it fast-tracked, and I just don't have money for stupid shit. Number 14, cosmic habit force. So the law of attraction and habits. Develop successful habits and put your progress on autopilot so that you are consistently doing these things. Practice gratitude and visualization, attracting better opportunities because there's always ways to prepare and open yourself up for success. I've lost track of the amount of time my student bodies are always like, how do you get so much done? And I'm like, well, it's a very simple process actually. It's called a diary and I write everything in the diary and it has to be done on that day. No exceptions to the rules. That's how we get to these levels of success. When I first started out and decided to create a YouTube channel, I barely knew how to use my phone, let alone, programs and recording and editing, etc. So I had to work out those blocks and then keep jumping over them one step at a time. So now you need to discover respecting your world. When it comes to respecting your world, we need to start helping people with our NLP language, but we also have to recognize limitations of other people's worlds and limitations of our own worlds. When it comes to respecting other people's worlds, unless you come in with an open mind, you will be quickly shut down or you will reach resistance. There are heaps of people that want to complain about quit smoking, but they don't actually want to quit smoking. There's even people that will die from it and won't ever actually quit. So we have to respect each person's model of the world and how it is they're navigating that world. When we're using NLP language as well, we have to discover, is it good for the ecology? So using this language or example, is it good for your client? Is it good for yourself? And is it good for the people around you? If you're going to turn around and sit at home and say something like, I am abundant, I am abundant, I am abundant, I'm abundant, and then you're not going to go out and do the footwork, well, that's not good for the ecology. That's just bullshitting yourself. So sure, do your mantras, do your meditation, but you still have to do the actionary part in order to receive the rest. Resistance to your NLP is usually a sign of a lack of rapport or limitations in the person's ability to trust themselves in what they really, really want. If you're hitting resistance when you're practicing your NLP, and even when you get better at it, this usually means that you are not the person for them. I do free consults in my business with hypnosis, and so many gurus are like, oh, it's such a waste of time. I don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe it's a waste of time is because if I come across somebody who has these resistance, then they're not the person for me. We're not on that same level. I've had people come in and, just say to me, oh, I'm so glad we did the free consult and you were honest about it and referred me to somebody else. We've all got these different personalities, and sometimes you can meet someone who is absolutely fantastic, and then when you get in their energy, you just think, man, this person's nothing but a piece of shit. It happens. So if you're reaching these resistance and these constant excuses and crutches and limitations, you're just not the right person for them. We've all come across these examples where you've told someone something and then somebody has told that person the exact same thing and that person has said, such and such had a great idea. And you're just like, ugh, I told you that like a week ago. That just means that when it came to the rapport, that person wasn't quite open or they had limitations in their own beliefs and trusting themselves and what it is that they truly wanted. This is not a negative thing. They've finally got the light bulb. Awesome. Let's move on. We also have to understand that people are not their behaviors. Sure, if I eliminate the sound of your voice and look at your actions, I get the truth. But people are not their behaviors because we can be doing something and we don't even realize that we're doing it. So focus on helping somebody with NLP language patterns in changing the behavior, not the person. Because when we start to say, look, we're going to help you change, and you're using that language, it's like they're losing their identity of some level. So really, really focus on behavioral changes. So when I'm working with clients with grief, for example, I'm not going to say things like, oh, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. I'm literally going to say something along the lines of, how is it that we can make this behavior easier for you to let it go? Because I'm telling the client that this is a behavioral thing, not a person thing. And that makes it so much easier. The other thing also with NLP language is facts are not facts, and then sometimes they are. People buy with emotions and justify with logic. I had one gentleman I met many years ago, and he had this justified logic, which technically he wasn't wrong. He had this justified logic that when he went and played on the pokies, he'd put $20 in, and then he'd say he won $40. And you'd be like, but you put $20 in, and that means you won $20, so you come out with $20 on top. And he's like, no. He goes, I put $20 in, and if I win $40, it's because I had to win my $20 back, so therefore I won $40. Okay, right. So facts are not facts, and then sometimes they are. If you're getting somebody who is so hell-bound on their facts, move on. It's as simple as that. There's not enough emotion connected to it, and there's not enough logic to justify changing it. When you oversee your own mind and your own results, that's when NLP really starts to flow easily. Even I still have struggles with it where I'm just like, oh my gosh, Trish, you know better than that. But we all get into those tizzy states, tired states, angry states, whatever it is. But we need to keep ourselves in check. We don't have to be perfect. Don't aim for perfectionism. That'll just send you absolutely insane. But when you're starting to get your own results and you can oversee your own thoughts very easily and pull yourself back in, that's when you can really practice that NLP with others. So here are some keys for you and some keys for your client. I want you to go to the manual now and navigate through the keys for you and the keys for your client section. Start with the keys for you section. What's going to happen inside the keys for you is this is going to help you define those goals, to use that NLP language in order for you to achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve with any outcome you have in your life. Then once you've done that, navigate to the keys for clients. Don't navigate to there until you've done the ones for yourself. Once you get to the keys for your client section, you'll start to notice how the wording and the language intermingles within the manual, so that way you can start helping people, and then you can start helping them achieve their goals whilst also getting rid of all of the crutches and the blocks and things like that. And when you get to the end of it, you'll be like, this is why NLP is so amazing, and why the only reason somebody can't do something is because they won't do it. So go into that manual now, have a look at it, work out those keys for yourself, work out the keys for your clients, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.